Lesson 3, TV and Movies. Conversation number 1, talking about TV. Emily and Dave are a husband and wife who are relaxing in front of the TV on a Saturday night. Listen to them decide on which TV show to watch. Are you watching this, or can I change the channel?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Where's the remote?
On the table. Is there anything good on tonight?
The Big Bang Theory. I love this show. It's hilarious.
Really? I'm not a huge fan. The dialogue is so contrived.
Shh, it's starting. Oh, no, it's a rerun. I've already seen this episode.
Let's see what else is on. What do you feel like watching?
Something entertaining. No talk shows or documentaries.
The Bachelorette?
Ugh, you know I can't stand that show.
The Price is Right?
Nah, I'm not in the mood for a game show. Why don't you stop channel surfing and just check the TV guide?
Hey, the season finale of Lost is on Channel 5.
Yeah, okay, let's watch that. Conversation phrases and vocabulary. A few different types of TV shows are mentioned in the dialogue. Here's a list of the general categories of TV programs. What kind of TV shows do you like to watch? I like to watch the news. That's reports about current events. Talk shows. Those are programs that discuss events and topics in more detail. Documentaries. Those are educational programs about history, travel, nature, or culture. Game shows. Those are programs where people compete to win prizes. Sitcoms. Sitcom is short for situation comedy, typically a half-hour show that shows the life of a family or group of people. Cartoons. Those are animated programs, often for kids. Soap operas. Soap operas are fictional programs about the daily lives and relationships of the same group of people. Crime series. Those are shows in which police and detectives try to solve crimes. Reality shows. Those are programs that film everyday people in real situations. You can say, I'm addicted to, or hooked on, and then the name of a TV show. This is an informal way to say you really like a show and you can't stop watching it. Emily asks Dave if she can change the channel. We can refer to different TV channels by the name of the network. For example, CNN, ESPN, or the Discovery Channel, or by the number, Channel 4, Channel 5, etc. We use a device called a remote control, or simply remote for short, to change the channel. Towards the end of the conversation, Emily tells Dave to stop channel surfing. If a person is channel surfing, it means he is changing the channels very fast, without stopping to watch anything. Informally, TV programs are often called shows, as when Emily said, I love this show. TV shows can be organized into a series with various seasons, each one composed of various episodes. Each episode is one 30-minute or 60-minute program. The last episode of a season is called the season finale, and the last episode of the series is called the series finale. After the series finale, the series ends, and no more new episodes are produced. The diagram in the lesson text will help show the difference between an episode, season, and series. In the dialogue, Emily is disappointed because the episode of The Big Bang Theory on TV is a rerun. This means it is not a new episode. It is an old episode that is appearing on TV again. Here are some additional phrases for talking about TV watching. Can I change the channel? Where's the remote? What's on? Or, is there anything on? These are typical ways to ask what programs are appearing on TV at the moment. Could you turn up the volume? turn up means to increase, and turn down means to decrease. He spends hours glued to the TV. He's a couch potato. These expressions describe someone who watches a lot of TV and is lazy. I never miss an episode of my favorite show. This commercial is really funny. The advertisements on TV are called commercials. Conversation number 2, talking about movies. Bill and Wanda are two friends who are chatting about movies. Listen to their conversation to learn some new vocabulary and phrases.
Have you seen the trailer for the final part of the Space Wars trilogy?
No, but I've read the reviews. They say the premise is intriguing, but the plot is hard to follow.
Oh, really? That's too bad. When I saw part 2, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, and the special effects were stunning. My son loved it too.
You took your son to that movie? What's it rated?
Well, it's PG-13, mostly because of the violence, I think. There wasn't too much profanity.
If you say so. I think I'll skip Space Wars 3, though. I prefer chick flicks. And comedies, as long as they don't go overboard on the potty humor.
You know, there's a sequel to The Notebook coming out this fall.
A sequel? I heard it was a remake. I'm not sure who's starring in it, but they'll have a hard time topping the original cast.
Oh, you might be right. What's your favorite movie, by the way?
Life is Beautiful. It's sort of a mix of comedy and drama, about a family that lives through the Holocaust. It's very touching. I always cry at the end.
I haven't seen that. Actually, I've never heard of it.
It's an Italian film, and you should definitely watch it with subtitles. Don't bother with the dubbed version. It loses all the expression of the original language.
I'll keep that in mind.
Conversation vocabulary and phrases. We have a number of movie-related vocabulary words in this conversation. Bill starts by asking Wanda if she's seen the trailer for a new movie. A trailer is a short 2 to 3 minute video summary of a movie, showing a few scenes that will interest people in seeing the entire movie. He mentions a trilogy. That's a series of 3 movies, like Lord of the Rings. Later in the conversation, 2 more words for movies are used, a sequel and a remake. A sequel is a second movie that continues the story from the first movie. For example, American Pie and American Pie 2. And a remake is a new version of an old movie. It tells the same story, but with new actors and in a new way. Wanda asks what the movie is rated. The rating of the movie tells you if it is appropriate for various age groups. This is the list of movie ratings in the U.S. G means general audience, and it's a movie that's okay for everyone, including children. PG means that some material in the movie might not be okay for children. PG-13 means that parents are strongly cautioned. There's inappropriate material for children under 13 years old. R means restricted. Children under 17 can only enter an R-rated movie if accompanied by a parent or guardian. And NC-17 means adults only, usually because of extreme violence or graphic sexual scenes. Wanda also mentions movie reviews. Reviews are evaluations of the movie written by critics. A movie critic is a person who professionally evaluates movies. A movie has only one official rating, but it has various reviews because different critics and different people probably have different opinions of the movie. The general group of actors and actresses in a movie is called the cast. Sometimes we use the verb star or starring to describe the main actors who are featured in the movie. For example, Titanic, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, was one of the most popular movies of the decade. Forrest Gump stars Tom Hanks as a mentally challenged man who lives through many historic moments. Finally, Wanda recommends an Italian film, and she tells Bill to watch it with subtitles. That's when the translated words appear as text on the screen. On the other hand, if a film is dubbed, that means the dialogue has been recorded by voice actors in a different language, and the original audio is then replaced by the new audio. Now practice these positive, neutral, and negative comments for talking about movies. Positive comments. It was hilarious. Hilarious means very funny. It was pure adrenaline, or I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. These phrases describe movies that are very exciting. It was very touching or moving. Touching and moving mean that the movie had a strong emotional effect. The special effects were stunning. Stunning means amazing, very surprising in a good way. There are some incredible stunts. Stunts are acrobatic movements and dangerous tricks performed by people in the film. I loved the soundtrack. The music used in a movie is called the soundtrack. The opening scene was very powerful. The different situations in a movie are called scenes. There was an interesting twist at the end. A twist is a surprising or unexpected change of events. It was nominated for an award. It won a couple awards. The critics gave it 4.5 stars. Sometimes movies are evaluated on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, 5 stars being the best. It was a real hit, or blockbuster. These phrases describe a movie that's popular and successful. Neutral comments. What's it rated? It's directed by, or it's produced by, and then the name of the director or producer. It stars, and then the name of an actor or actress. He plays, and then the name or description of a character. It's based on a true story. It's set in, or the story takes place in, a location. Use these phrases to describe the location of the story in the film. It was filmed in, or it was shot in, a location. Use this phrase to describe the real location where the movie was filmed. It has subtitles. It's dubbed. It's a sequel. It's a remake. Negative comments. There's a lot of profanity. It's not appropriate for kids. Profanity refers to swearing or cursing, using bad words. There's graphic sex or violence. Graphic means the sex and violence is shown clearly and explicitly. There was too much blood and gore. Blood and gore refers specifically to violence. The plot was hard to follow. This means the progress of the story was hard to understand. There was lots of potty humor. Potty humor is humor involving sex, bodily functions, or disgusting things. It wasn't very believable. This means the film was not realistic. It was hard to believe. The characters were shallow or one-dimensional. This means the characters in the movie were not complex or interesting. It was a flop, or it bombed. These phrases describe a movie that was not successful. You've finished Lesson 3. There were a lot of new words in today's conversations, so make sure to take the quiz to help you remember them better.